So do you know that it's not only poultry business or piggery or fish farming or any other type of agricultural business that can give you a lot of profit? There are other agricultural business ideas that you can start with low capital and make profit in them, and in this video I'll be disclosing one of these business and how you can go about. Hey guys, so welcome to my YouTube channel CC Discover. So on this channel we'll talk about everything on how to make money, either with business ideas or your skills. So make sure you subscribe and turn on your notification bell if you are not subscribed yet, and if you're subscribed, thank you so much for being part of this family. Don't forget to always share, like and comment. So do you know that there are also other agricultural business ideas that you can invest little money and make high profit? I'll be discussing one of these agricultural business ideas. This business is called micro farming. Micro farming is an agricultural business concept where you provide temporary farming spaces on a land divided in portions which you rent to people to cultivate their own food. So this is how micro farming works. You have a land. What you do is you divide this land into portions, maybe plots or square feet, I don't know. You just divide it into portions and you rent it out to people to use for their cultivation for either a farming season or a cycle. Micro farming is actually practiced in so many rural areas. In my place, we do micro farming a lot, especially to those people that do not have so much lands to cultivate on. So what my dad does is he divides the land into portions and rent it out to people to use for that farming season. Do you get? And after that farming season, and when they are done with the harvest and everything, we take back the land. Take back the land because that tenure has expired. Do you get? So that is what micro farming is all about. So now, how can you go into micro farming? This is what you should do. First of all, if you have a land, an acre or hectare of land, you can actually do this business. All you have to do, like I've explained, is just divide them into reasonable sizes and call on interested people to come and do their cultivation on them. Someone that wants to go into this with little investment and you do not own a land, so this is how you're going to do it. First of all, you don't need to own a land to do this kind of business. You can actually rent a land. If you're close to a rural area, you can go into the villages and rent land. They are very cheap. Like in my place, renting of lands are not expensive. So you can go into the villages and rent lands for this kind of business. But if you're in a rural area, that is even more easier because you get to have access to so many lands and their owners. Do you get? So rent a land and divide it into sizable portions for people to use for their cultivation. When you do this, make sure that you find out the kind of crops that we do well on that soil. It's very important because people might have different things they want to cultivate. There are two ways to do this cultivation. It's either you do everybody cultivating the same thing, or the second one, each person is cultivating different thing on that land. Depends on you and the type of soil. So how do you make profit in this kind of business? Take for instance, going to this business and I do not have my own personal land. So I rented an acre of land, for instance, for 500k. I divided them into 10 portions. So that 10 farming spaces, I'm renting each for 100k. That is for a complete farming season. And when you calculate 100,000 by 10, how much is it giving you? I am making 100% profit already on just the land rentage alone. And that 100%, I use it to invest in this business, renting an additional land to also do this kind of a thing. And remember that on that land, on that second land, I'm going to make an ROI of 100%, even more than. Do you understand? There are also other expenses in farming. How do you include all of this and make sure that you do not run any loss in this business? So you have to decide if you're going to rent this land in the bush form or you're going to do the land prep and everything, then hand it over to the customers as an already made. Assume that you want to go for option B, which is handing it over to the client as already made. You will have to calculate every expenses that you're going to incur on that land. That is from land prep to the cultivation down to the harvesting. So you have to include everything in your calculation and know how to cost your portions of land. Like I said, this is an agricultural business concept that require low investment. Remember that the only money you're to spend there that is truly yours is for the rentage, which you're going to recover. Any other expenses will be calculated in your client's payment. So it's not as if after renting the land, you're the one that will use your money to do everything for free. No. But again, if you have money and you want to do everything, like everything, then charge your money at once. It's fine. You have to package it in a very good way. And remember that one of the highest selling points you have there is the soil. You need to know the kind of crops that do well on that soil, especially when you're giving customers the option to cultivate any crop of their choice. So like I said, ROI on this business is huge if you do it and do it properly. These days people are looking for ways to cut down on feeding or to even cultivate their own type of food. Of course, you know that the foods we consume out there are not so healthy, so people are looking for ways to cultivate their own food, giving them the opportunity to invest in this kind of beautiful idea that is of a great benefit to them. Is going to be a very huge success for you, depending on how you plan and package it. And remember that your target audience are city dwellers, because city dwellers will see the value and invest in it. Let me tell you something, if you package this concept so well, if you make it look so good, package it well, know how to do your costing and everything, and you take it to the social media, you will make huge success in this concept. And if you're determined to do this business, remember that you can do it from any place of your choice. You don't need to be in Lagos to do it. You can be in Imo State and you offer this service and people in Lagos will patronize you. You get, as long as you're going to be very honest, you're going to be giving them updates, that is sending them videos, pictures and everything, you know, carrying them along, you will definitely make money. You get, so everything about this is honesty and transparent. So your location does not matter, whether you're in Ogun State, Imo State, Enugu, Benue State, anywhere you are, you can do this. If you're someone that lives in the rural area and you're looking for ways to make money, make sure you take advantage of this idea. All that matters in this is your transparency. The moment people realize that you're very transparent and open, like you're very honest in this, they will invest more. So your location or the location of the land does not matter. It doesn't limit you from taking advantage of this business idea. In fact, that rural area that you are is even a great advantage, because you're going to do this business and do it so well. This is everything about microfarming and how you can get started and make your money and all of that. If you have any question, do not hesitate to post it in the comment section and I'll be answering it. Thank you for sticking to the end. See you in my next video. Bye.